Greetings and happy full moon in Taurus. Today there is a full moon in the earthy sign of Taurus that is bringing a need to connect with the physical world, with our bodies, feel into the ground, feel our feet, what brings stability into our lives. But this full moon is also complicated by the energy of the full moon aligning with the planet of shakeup, Uranus. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Friday, November 15th, and I am back. I have been traveling, and as I mentioned, I had to pre-record a series of my daily videos. They were recorded before the November 5th election. The energies of each day is there present regardless of what is unfolding in our collective reality. So I was able to record those videos. I did the best I could without knowing the outcome. And of course, those energies are present no matter what the exact thing that we're dealing with is. And so, as I mentioned or talked about for months leading up to the November 5th election, the energies that we are looking at show that we are in a process that is lengthy. It is not going to be over with the election, so we shouldn't think about that moment as a point where anything is really particularly resolved. And so the ongoing experience we have in the collective of opposing viewpoints and different views of reality and strong feelings on either side of those contradicting energies. So that is what we're dealing with in the energy of the world around us. We have in today's full moon, the moon is full, right? So it is fully reflecting the energy of the sun, and it is illuminating something for us. That is the nature of a full moon. It reveals, it's like pulling back the curtain to see into what it is we are creating, what is the path that we're on, and thinking about the universe that we are in terms of how we are participants in the reality we're creating. And as I talk about a lot here, we're not simply sitting around twiddling our thumbs waiting to see what will happen, but we are agents. We have the ability to make choices, starting with ourselves, right? And our own self-care and where we want to be in terms of affirming the importance of our own life force energy. And so our own authenticity, our own needs, desires, wishes, creative energy, etc., all needs to be nourished. And in the process of doing so, we also participate in the world around us. And so when we're living up to our own full potential, we can also offer our gifts, offer what we're good at, what we love to do, where we can be creative and inspirational to others, or maybe just helpful, right? And present with others, even if that's just, making them food or taking care of children. We have the ability to show up in ways that make a positive impact to those that receive the gifts of who we are. And so we can always think about the world in this way, in how we show up, who we are being, how we are taking care of ourselves and making a positive impact on the world around us. So the energies of this week, of the full moon and the the energy of the Taurus. So the full moon being in Taurus at, let me get you the degree. So it's 24 degrees Taurus for the moon, 24 degrees Scorpio for the sun. They are always opposite during a full moon. And then Uranus is at 25 degrees Taurus. So the moon and Uranus are very close. They're less than a degree apart. That means the energy of the full moon is being profoundly impacted by this Uranian energy of instability, of shakeup, of feelings of uncertainty, change, new developments. And so we can think about the energy of Uranus, which is like a lightning bolt, right? It's just shaking things up. It's the earthquake lightning bolt energy. But and that can have to do with processing hard things and change and things that we don't want or didn't expect. But it can also speak to shifts in the ways that we need to change to have the experiences we want. And so how we can crack open, right? And open our hearts and open our minds and open to new possibilities. That is also the energy of Uranus. So for today's full moon, I would say, how are you cracking open? What are you noticing? What are you discovering about yourself or the world that maybe you couldn't see before? And how is that informing you in ways that will help you continue to move forward, putting one foot after another? We also today have the planet Saturn stationing direct, and that energy of Saturn brings in the energy of limitations, of feeling our limits, feeling where things are hard, difficult, challenging. And remember, the energy of Saturn is the energy of pushing us to get creative. So again, here we have this experience of pressure to discover more about who we are. And in that process, as we feel our limits, our limitations, where things feel hard, heavy, challenging, etc., we also have the ability to get creative and to remember that the feeling of limitation is asking us, is inviting us to expand and step into something that is new, creative, bringing in something even better potentially. So again, it's all about how we interact with these energies, because that's really our human journey here. And as we experience the realities in the world, whether they feel good to us or whether they feel hard and challenging and make us worry about the future, either way, it's all about how we respond and what we do in response to that energy. So Saturn is the ruler of Capricorn. Pluto is at the very end of Capricorn on Tuesday. Coming up Tuesday, November 19th, Pluto goes from Capricorn into Aquarius, where it will be until 2043. So speaking of change, but also speaking of this Capricorn Saturn energy, and Capricorn and Saturn are about responsibility, that feeling of, I have to do this, or this is hard, I'm going to work for it. Saturn and Capricorn are about earning what we receive, right? You have to work hard for it. You have to prove yourself. And it's also about, so it's responsibility, but it's also the ability to respond. And so the question to be asking yourself right now is, how am I responding? And how can I take care of myself so that I can respond in powerful ways, ways that make me feel better, like I'm making a difference. Because I guarantee you, if you feel better and you feel like what you're doing is making a positive difference, it is. So even though you're just a drop in the vast ocean of humanity, right? We're as individuals, we have this minute role to play, perhaps in the big picture of the collective, but at the same time, think about the difference it makes on you if someone is not being their best self, and how that impacts you, and how it impacts you if someone is being extra present, kind, compassionate, understanding, patient, whatever it is you need in that moment. And think about how that impacts you. And so even at this really like small level, it's important. It is really important. And so your ability to respond is your ability to remember who you are in the moment and decide how to take care of first yourself, so that you can be nourished and ready to be there for others in whatever ways you have to offer or contribute, and whatever ways you are called upon to be there for others. So those are some things we can think about as we go through these times. We also have Venus squaring the lunar nodes during this exact full moon. We've got Mars opposing Pluto, right? And then as Pluto goes into Aquarius, they're in the Aquarius Leo sign. So these different pieces are playing out. Mercury opposing Jupiter, and how we are communicating, what it means to connect with others through the ways that we communicate, and what is the story we're telling, right? I've shared about this before. How are we letting our beliefs shift into more powerful ways? Like how is what we are believing part of how we experience reality and show up for it? So there are all these different dynamics. Venus is about beauty and pleasure, and this Taurus full moon again is about connecting with the earth, taking care of your body, remembering that as things shift and change, there is also this experience of cracking something open, so maybe cracking your heart or your mind open. I do want to let you know that I'm going to be offering a webinar coming up on how to work with some of these energies at deeper levels. I've been getting and having some downloads over the past week, and with everything that's going on, about how we can think about these times, what's important for us to recognize, how we can learn and grow through what is happening. And so I would like to invite you to join me for this webinar. It's $15, so very affordable. I hope you can join me and show up live, where we can connect with one another. You can ask questions. And what we're going to do is we're going to dive into a deeper understanding of these astrological energies that are playing out, what it means, and how you can show up fully for yourself and your community with compassion. Action that is grounded in truth, action that is meaningful to you, clarity about who you are, and the stakes, the emotions that we're experiencing right now feel high, right? The stakes feel high, things feel intense. It feels so significant, and in some ways for some people it feels scary right now. So let's look at what is the way through. How can we think about these energies? How can we be empowered and stay creative and positive through them in the ways that we are here to do? Of course, we need to feel our feelings, and but also what does it look like to think about the forces of change and uncertainty and how we can show up for them. So I'd like to invite you to join me for this webinar. It's going to be Tuesday, November 19th at noon Pacific time. $15. That's 3 o'clock Eastern. There's a link to check your own time zone. So I'll put the link for the webinar and how to pay your $15, grab your spot, and join me for this important time. And you'll get a little deeper taste of me and what I do that I'm able to do when it's in a little bit of a smaller container, where we can create space together, build community together, feel support, and caring for one another. So noon Pacific time on Tuesday. If you can't attend live, it's a virtual webinar, so you can join from your phone or your computer, but also I will be sending out a recording. So if you can't attend live, live obviously is the very best experience, and then you get to ask questions and we can build community together. But you can also get the recording if the time doesn't work for you. So, and you're of course welcome to come and just listen. So I'd love to have you join me, and I will put the link to that webinar in the description for this video. And I thank you so much for being here and for continuing to show up for yourself and for this miracle of life that is inviting us to discover what there is to continue to learn, and how we can grow through this wonderful experience of life. So really quick, one more time, that webinar is at Tuesday, on Tuesday, November 19th at noon Pacific time. That's 8 o'clock p.m. UTC. So even if you're in a different country, you can attend. And we're going to talk about the astrology of the outer planets, what the universe has to say about the bigger picture, how we can work with those energies and those cycles, how to care for yourself so you can show up more powerfully to make a difference in the world around you, and then also why uncertainty can be extremely creative in bringing forth new possibilities if we know how to work with it. So I think you'll love it. If you enjoy watching these videos, I really would love to join with you in sharing for this webinar, and look forward to it. $15. I'll put the link in the description. Thank you so much for being here and for subscribing to this YouTube channel, and for staying here till the end to hear my invitation. All right, I will see you next time. I'm Marina Orms at astrologyheals.com, here every day with astrology for unshakable self-care. I will see you next time. Bye for now.